Alright, so here's the new project for the channel. It's got no title. It's a 1980 CB750. And it was originally like pretty nice looking and like a cafe racer and stuff, but it was just kind of a piece of junk, and it still kind of is. So what we did was we bought some Kenda big block tires, and for now we've got spring extensions on there for like a Chinese quad, which I'm not sure if that's really safe, and then it's got forks off of the other bike, which you've probably never seen, that are longer. They were actually like extended forks, which was like a thing to do back in the day. And right now it's got this little gas tank on it for testing purposes, but it's going to get like a plastic one like a dirt bike has. And you can see it looks pretty sweet. It runs okay. The motor, I think they did something weird with it. I can't really say much. I don't know if it was the guy that did it that I bought it from, or if it was his mechanic. I'm not sure, but either way, it's got very low compression, like 80 psi on a few cylinders. So it doesn't want to idle down low because it's really picky about the air-fuel mixture, since it's not pulling a vacuum on those cylinders that's very much. So basically it's got a lot of blow-by and all that, but it still has power, so that's a plus, but it just doesn't idle and run very well. And I've got these little pod air filters we just put on. I relocated the battery, as you can see, and it's charging now. It turns out the rotor went bad because they aren't a permanent magnet rotor. They're energized by the battery to make the magnetic field. So basically that started shorting out, and then the regulator went bad, so I just put the one off of the other motor that came with the bike. It came with a bunch of parts and a motor. So I took that one off and basically put that on there, and found out the regulator was bad, so I put a new one of that, and now it's up and charging. So yeah, you can see a little bit more of that battery relocate there. It actually is pretty solid, and it brings the center of gravity down lower, along with a few other things. But you can see the ground clearance is a lot higher on this than stock for these, and that's what you need for off-roading and stuff. And it's actually pretty nimble, surprisingly. So yeah, it'll work out fine for like the trails and stuff. Right now it's got a little bit too small of a main jet in it, so it's not going to be perfect. You might hear it stutter a little bit, so that's the only problem right now. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and fill it up with gas. The audio is being recorded by the phone in my pocket. Alright, well, that's the first maiden voyage of it running somewhere.